What's up, you guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Fit Women's Weekly podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome to the show. I'm Kendall. I have been a personal trainer for over 17 years now, and in this podcast, I love sharing all the knowledge that I have gained as a personal trainer over that time. We talk fitness, we talk nutrition, we talk lifestyle, and then I also share with you guys my personal journey to trying to figure out my own healthy lifestyle, because I am absolutely not the same person that I was when I was 20 years old and just getting started trying to work fitness into my life. My life looks very different from a day-to-day basis from that time, and just the way that I look at fitness has also changed. I don't know about you guys, but when I was 20, I worked out for one purpose. That was to burn calories and try to be as thin as I could, because that was that was the trend in that 2020-ish era, around 2004. Actually, yeah, it was 2004. And now I look at fitness as trying to improve my life, how I feel as I get older, how I move through the day, and being able to just do cool things. You know, getting into the gym and being able to lift heavy things or do cool exercises, that's really neat, but getting outside of the gym and using those skills to live an active lifestyle is what I live for. In fact, I'm actually planning on my 40th birthday in April, and Dan and I are gonna go hike the same mountain that we hiked for my 30th birthday, and I cannot wait. It's Mount Mitchell, for those of you guys that are familiar with East Coast hiking. It is the biggest mountain east of the Mississippi. We did it for the first time on my 30th birthday, and I looked at him and I was like, you know, for the 40th, I wanna do something. I don't wanna do something crazy because life is just too busy right now, but I definitely wanna do something besides just staying here in Charleston and like just going out to dinner. I wanna do something that I can look back and go like, yeah, on my 40th, this is what we did. So that is the plan, and I cannot wait to get out into the mountains. It has been far too long, and if you are a new listener, then you might not know, but I love trail running. Dan and I have done ultras. We love backcountry camping, which we just have not done in several years, because when you own your own business, it's very hard to take time away sometimes. So I am forcing us to do it for my birthday. We will not be backpack camping. We are gonna be getting a rental, a cabin, but we're gonna be doing lots of hikes, and I am so excited to see how I feel. And hopefully the fitness that I've continued to build here will still make me confident while we're doing these crazy hikes, because there is nothing that is more humbling than feeling like you are fit and you are in shape, and then getting outside to do something and going, oh my God, I am dying. So yeah, that's the plan. That is why I work out. That's the way that I look at fitness nowadays. Anywho, welcome to the show. Whether you are returning or this is your first time in, if this is your first time, hopefully you stick around, go listen to previous episodes, and come back and listen to future episodes, because I put brand new podcasts out 2 times every single week. And today's episode, we are going to break down a news article, break down a new trend called cozy cardio. Dan sent me this article, and we were just kind of talking about it over dinner one day, and I was like, you know, I need to talk about this on the podcast. So that's exactly what is going to happen today. But before we do that, there's a couple of things that I need to announce. As you guys know, if you are a listener of the show already, we are not renewing our studio. It has been several years in this space. I love our studio. Well, I hate the color of our studio, but this is my home away from home. I am here just as often as I am at my actual house working. But because we run everything online now with Fit Women's Weekly Live and Fit Women's Weekly, it just doesn't make sense for us to have this huge space when I don't see clients anymore here in the studio. So we are going to be downsizing to a smaller garage size format, redoing a space, being able to make it more brand focused for Fit Women's Weekly. I am so excited, because this is actually brand focused for our old women's training studio called This Time Fitness, which we had here in Charleston. And it just didn't make sense to repaint it and everything, because we knew we wouldn't be keeping it for all that much longer. So yeah, we've got 2 more weeks here, but all that to say is, if you are listening to this on Thursday the 15th when it comes out and you are in Charleston, tonight at 6 p.m. at the studio, we are hosting one final goodbye, thank you for the memories workout here with past clients or anyone that's just listened to the podcast, whether you've always said, man, I would love to work out with you. If you're in the area, come work out. It's only a $5 registration. And yeah, you can absolutely just pay when you get here too. So we're gonna work out. We're gonna do a body weight only focused workout because I want anyone that wants to come work out to feel comfortable with it. And then we will toast and hug everybody and have a cocktail or a champagne toast at the end. Yeah, it's gonna be really bittersweet. Do I think I'm gonna make it through without crying? No, because if you know me, you know I'm an emotional person, but it's all good tears. It's one chapter closing, but a really great new chapter that is going to be beginning. And then the last thing that I wanna say before we hop into the news article that we're gonna talk about is if you're watching this on YouTube, you probably see me waving around my finger. And if you follow me on Instagram, you have probably already seen the updates as well. Well, I've only been posting it on stories. So if you don't check stories regularly, then you probably haven't seen it. But yes, I actually sliced off about a 1/4 inch of the tip of my finger. I am still coming to the realization that I have permanently disfigured my hand. And I know it is just a finger. I am very lucky, but this is your PSA that mandolins are very dangerous. What's so funny about this, not funny haha, but funny ironic, I guess you could say, is that one of my friends actually gave me her mandolin because she was like, I have this, it's been sitting in my kitchen, but it says dangerous all over. It says to use with caution, and I'm just too scared to use it. So here you go. I figured you would get use out of it. And every time I use this mandolin, I think of that conversation with her, and I think that I was just so hyper-focused on making sure that I didn't hurt myself that, you know, you end up hurting yourself. But yeah, I was basically slicing up an eggplant because I was making eggplant lasagna, and it kind of caught for a second, and I had to kind of just like jam it down a little bit harder to pull over that slicer, and my finger went with it. Y'all, there's nothing like that. And as soon as I did it, I mean, it was such a fast, clean slice that it didn't hurt or anything when it happened. But yeah, as soon as it happened, I went, oh crap. Because one, I knew that I had really hurt myself. And two, I was gonna have to call my husband in to help. And he is one of those people that is always, be smart, be careful, pay attention to what you're doing. And so anytime that I injure myself, I'm always expecting him to go like, oh my gosh, why did you do this, you know? He kind of gets a little angry with me, more so because he's worried about me, but that's how he doesn't handle those emotions very well sometimes. So I was going, oh no, I'm gonna have to call Dan in here. I handle those kind of situations very, very well, whether it's with me or somebody else. Like if you ever hurt yourself, you want me beside you. You know, I'm not always bragging about my good qualities, but that is one of the qualities that I have. I have been in situations where there have been some sort of health emergency a couple of times, and I have stepped up to the plate. I wanted to be in the medical field for most of my life. I actually consider myself part of the medical field and more of the preventative health, I think, as a personal trainer. But anyways, I have been in an accounting office before where somebody that was in the office went into diabetic shock, and I had to help until the EMS came. I have been at the grocery store before, walked by an aisle and saw someone having a seizure and saw just staff members walking beside him, not knowing what to do. And actually he ended up like, I kind of walked past for the first time just to make sure someone was gonna help him, and nobody did. And so finally I went down the aisle and people were just staring. I was like, is anyone gonna actually do anything? Well then cool, you need to move and you need to call. I had to do the point that you learn in CPR training. You, go call 911. And I stayed with that person and held their head and, you know, talked to them and kept them calm until the EMS arrived. My father-in-law stepped on a shark fish hook about a year and a half ago, and I was with him through that. I've helped my mom, like, anyways, long story short, I'm good at that kind of stuff. So even with myself, when I did it, I was like, stay calm. I went straight to the sink because I was bleeding so bad, and I was like, hey Dan, I need you. And obviously he could tell from the calmness of my voice that something wasn't right. And I was like, you're gonna have to go to CVS right now because I need gauze and bandages and tape and all of this stuff. He was freaking out. Oh my God, wrap it up, do this, do that. But anyways, it's all under control. Everyone was like, did you get stitches? No, because perfectly, to be honest, there's nothing to stitch. I literally chopped off the tip of my finger, through the nail and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna be playing it light on the workouts for the next couple of weeks while it heals, just because it's so sensitive. But PSA, be very, very careful. I'm already looking for gloves that I can wear that are like knife proof or whatever for using it again, though I don't anticipate using my mandolin for quite a while. So be careful, kids. Accidents happen. Oh man, accidents happen. So yeah, that's the story of the finger. And luckily it's just a pinky, but it feels so stupid. I canceled classes on Monday here at the Fit Women's Weekly Live studio because I'm like, it's my finger, y'all. I'm too afraid. I don't want to put it in any risk of getting infection. I don't want to put any extra weight on it. I'm still learning like how to navigate myself so that I don't accidentally hit it because it's so tender. But it's a finger. It's a finger. It's like when you break your toe and you're like, it's a toe. Why does it hurt so much? But you need fingers and you need toes. And that's a very, very important part that if it gets damaged, it can kind of put you back for a little bit. So I'm hoping to be able to work out today. And yeah, I'll keep kind of posting on social just as it heals up and keep everybody in the know. So that's what's going on with that. All right, so let's talk about cozy cardio. So the title of this in AP News is, it's called Cozy Cardio. In a world seeking comfort, some see a happier mode of exercise. We'll read through a little bit of this, and then I, of course, have my thoughts on this as well. So political polarization, economic struggles, inequality, climate change, war. In an often bruising world, you can hardly blame people for seeking out ways to cushion themselves. From weighted blankets to cozy murder mystery novels to entire restaurants and cookbooks based on childhood comfort foods, the appetite for comfortable things keeps growing. Now some are seeking comfort even in their physical exertion. They are, it seems, entering an era of cozy cardio, an activity that lies right at the crossroads of gym workouts, self-pampering evenings, and nighttime. This method of minimal calorie burning has gained popularity on TikTok and Instagram ever since a woman named Hope Zuckerbrow began posting videos in late 2022. Let's describe it by what it doesn't do. It doesn't require you to squeeze into spandex or workout clothes, head out into the cold to drive to a fluorescently lit gym, lift heavy things, or get winded to the beat of pulsating music. It simply involves walking in place in the comfort of your home using a mini treadmill or walking pad. No stress, no membership fees, no pre-eating for another buffering than thou gym rats. And you can even have a cup of hot tea by your side. Wow, that sounds amazing, right? So here's the thing about cozy cardio. That's not cardio. That is called movement. Now here's the thing that I want to really stress. Is movement important? Abso-freaking-lutely. But here's also the thing that I don't quite get behind. You know, we hear about we're raising snowflakes and like the snowflake generation. And I'm not gonna talk about the parenting. I'm not gonna talk so much about that side of like parenting because I am not a parent. So I'm not gonna judge the snowflake parenting style. However, I am gonna judge snowflake lifestyles. Is it important for us to decrease stress in our life? Absolutely. Is adulting hard? Yes, it absolutely is. However, not all things need to be dumbed down for comfortability. Because here's the truth. Here's my outlook on fitness. Exercise is not supposed to be comfortable. That's the whole point of exercise. You don't get stronger by staying in your comfort zone. You don't build bone density by staying in a comfortable zone. You don't build your heart muscle from staying in a comfortable zone. Exercise is meant to take you outside of resting position in order for your body to go, oh my gosh, what are you doing? I need to adapt so that the next time I am put into these stressful situations, I can handle that. And cozy cardio while it is cozy, is not exercise. Now, does that mean that I don't see a place for it? No, and we're gonna talk about that in just a second. But I do think that by giving this the term exercise, it is dumbing down what fitness actually is. It's actually giving fitness a little bit of a bad rep. And it's not benefiting people in certain areas. It is benefiting in certain areas, but it's not going to make you a fitter, stronger, better person at fitness, okay? It's not replacing exercise, but we will keep going. I mean, do I think walking pads are great? Yes, absolutely do. But walking on a mat while drinking your tea is not exercise. It is movement. It is important for what is called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is what happens when I get all revved up, you guys. I can't speak words. So NEAT is the energy expended for everything that you do that is not sleeping, eating, or actual sports-like exercise. And NEAT is how we burn most of our calories through the day. It's simply the walking that you do as a lifestyle. It is folding clothes, doing your dishes, doing your chores around your house. If you're a fidgeter, it's the calories that you burn fidgeting. It's just simply the movement that you do when you're not sleeping, when you're not eating, because that's a whole nother caloric activity in itself, is food digestion, and actual exercise. It's living an active lifestyle just throughout the day. And that's where most of your calories come from. And so by doing cozy cardio, you are increasing your NEAT, which can help you burn excess calories, which is very, very, very important. That part is actually more important than exercise, but I'm getting ahead of myself. But that's just one of the benefits of cozy cardio, and I just wanted to differentiate NEAT from actual exercise. So, blah, 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 blah. Here's what Zuckerbrow says. I get so many messages from men and women, so many people saying things along the lines of, thank you so much for kind of flipping my mindset on what I thought exercise is supposed to be. This feels so doable. Again, this is doable. It is, in fact, I'll talk about this in just a second. This could be a turning point to help people get into exercise, but again, it is not exercise. The self-pampering workout, the key is setup. Wearing soft sweatpants and your favorite comfy shirt, light a few scented candles, make a heavy smoothie or a pot of tea, dim the lights, and put your favorite TV show or movie. With your drink handy, you walk for an hour while getting lost in whatever you're watching, maybe walking just a bit more vigorously once you warm up. Forget the no pain, no gain. Cozy cardio acknowledges that maybe you can't take much more pain at that particular moment, so you just enjoy getting some steps in while binge watching The Bear in your pajamas and calling that your workout. Again, not a workout. To me, that is hitting your step goal, which is going to help increase your NEAT. So I'm a big fan of walking, y'all. I get anywhere from 20 to 25,000 steps per day. Now, am I saying like I'm doing that through exercise? No, I'm saying that I'm doing that through walking. And in fact, I actually pulled up my cardiovascular or my heart rate information on my Fitbit the other day while I was reaching through and studying this a little bit more. And here's what I found. When I am doing a walk, my heart rate goes to about 82 to 84 beats per minute. My resting heart rate is generally around anywhere from 52 beats to 56 beats per minute, depending on where I am in my cycle and where I am with my rest and recovery that week. Anyways, that's pretty much basic. So, and then your, how you find different heart rate zones is you take your max heart rate, which is 220, then separate, or blah, 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 yeah. Okay, you take 220, subtract your age, and that is technically your max heart rate. And then you can find your percentage of your max heart rate from that. So for me, I will do that actually right now, is 181, okay? So if my heart rate, 83 divided by, so when I am walking, my heart rate does not even go up to what's called a zone 1 zone, which is generally around 50% of your max heart rate. It's not even getting that high. Yeah, so for me, I walked for 23 minutes yesterday in the light zone and my heart rate got to 83 beats per minute. That is technically not zone training, where to build your cardio, because I know that's going to be the question of like, okay, if I want to increase my cardio, what's the least amount of energy that it's going to take to do that? To increase your cardio, it's going to take 50 to 70% of your maximum heart rate, or vigorous activity of 70 to 85% of your max heart rate. So we think of zone 2 training and beyond as being in the zone that's actually going to help increase your cardiovascular health, improve your heart health, and by walking, it is not going to do that. So zone 2 is 60 to 70% of your max heart rate. It's low intensity, basic endurance pace without intervals. So it's nice and steady state. You can hold it for about 90 minutes, and that's where you want to be, if not higher, for building your actual physical fitness. Now, zone 1 is great for getting your body movement. It has minimal stress and exertion, but it's used for a recovery day. It is used for warming up. It is used for cooling down. It is not used for building your fitness. And so by walking on a treadmill so slowly that you're watching your TV, you're sipping hot tea, I'm assuming that you're gonna be going at probably, I don't know, 15 mile per, or like a 2 mile per hour pace, very, very slow. That is not exercise, because that is not helping to improve your physical fitness. It's simply helping you move more. Can I say that more often? But I do want to kind of just break that down. Zone 1 is just recovery rate, and that is what you're going to be going, if not even lower, when you are doing this cozy cardio. If you're trying to improve your cardiovascular health, you need to be in a zone 2 or higher, which is at the least 60% of your max heart, keeping in mind your max heart rate is 220 minus your age, and then you would just take that number, times it by 60, and you would be able to know about roughly where you need to be in order to increase your heart. So for me to be able to increase my physical fitness, I need to be at around 108 beats per minute, which clearly 82 beats per minute isn't going to do that. People, just articles like this is jumping on a trend because we all want easy solutions, right? At the end of the day, everybody wants to be able to figure out the bare minimum in order to improve their life. Is moving more important? Absolutely. Is this going to transform your physical fitness? Absolutely not. And it gets me so fired up that it is being spun in a way that will. It is not exercise. All right, so let's continue on. When Zuckerberg, I think that's how you pronounce her name, Zuckerbrow, posts on social media, 80 to 90% of the video itself is me romanticizing the exercise that I'm about to do. I'm setting up my favorite beverage, I'm lighting these candles and my Scentsy, and I'm getting my TV show. So basically she's doing ASMR for fitness. No, walking is not gonna give you a six-pack abs, but could cozy cardio, which embraces the most appealing aspects of being a couch potato while keeping you off the couch, help even hardcore gym avoiders stick with exercise long after New Year's resolutions ends? Yes, okay, so that is the only benefit that I see to this, is that it is promoting just getting off the couch and moving. If you could put a tread pad, one of those walking pads, in your living room and you're on that, just casually walking while you're watching TV, yes, that is fabulous. Is it gonna give you six-pack abs? Like I've already mentioned, absolutely not. That takes two things. That takes a healthy diet, right? Because diet is how you are going to lean out. And then it does take exercise, because you have to be able to build those abs, which I feel like is what's always left out when you're talking about six-pack abs. And I've actually done an entire podcast on this before, that abs are in fact made in the gym. You know, you always hear abs are made in the kitchen. Yes, nutrition is absolutely important. You cannot out-exercise a bad nutrition program. And like you've heard, everybody has abs. They're just under a little bit of body fat. Genetics also plays an important in how our abs are developed too. But abs are also a muscle group, just like everything else. So if you want to make them pop a little bit more, you gotta build them up. And you do that with a good strength training program. So it does take nutrition. It also takes a good strength training program. It is not gonna happen with walking alone. But what I don't like about this particular sentence is that it says that it helps even hardcore gym avoiders stick with exercise long after their resolution is. This is an exercise. It is helping them to maintain a healthier lifestyle. And maybe it can help people, and they do talk about this as well. I'm not gonna read this entire article because I feel like you guys probably get the point, but it talks about how it is removing the barriers, and so that people who keep saying, I need to start working out, I need to start working out. Walking is an awesome introduction into getting into a fitness habit, right? If you can start walking for 30 minutes every day, you are going to feel better. Your joints are gonna feel better. Your energy is going to feel better. You're going to feel more productive during the day. You're gonna have a lot more happy hormones, serotonin, dopamine running through your system. And then as you build confidence by simply walking more, then yes, maybe you'll start feeling like, okay, I've been able to maintain a 30-minute walking regimen for the past 2 months. I think I'm ready to start upping it a little bit. Maybe I'm gonna start running a little bit more, and then maybe from that running regimen, you're gonna be like, okay, now I'm ready to start strength training a little bit more. So it can absolutely spiral into some healthier habits. But I also know people that just get into the habit of walking and then they never break beyond that, because walking, again, doesn't take you outside of your comfort zone. It doesn't make you start to feel, ooh, I enjoy this challenge to myself, right? I tend to think that challenging yourself is what leads you more into another challenge. Wow, I survived that challenge, let me now try this. So everybody's a little bit different. It does have its pros and cons, but at the end of the day, this is snowflakes. This snowflake exercise, right? So I don't know, have you guys heard of this? It just romanticizes the idea and it simplifies it to too much that what we need as humans, we need to be taken to levels that are uncomfortable. Life and adulting is hard. And so if we learn how to dumbify every single thing down into cozy, what happens when we are put into actual stressful situations and we don't know how to handle it anymore? And I do feel like when you put yourself in uncomfortable situations with your workouts, when you are tired and you are sweaty and your muscles ache, that translates into other areas of your life, into being able to handle stress and being able to handle hardships and being able to just handle the things that are thrown at you. So if you're always looking to do cozy and to stay comfortable, then we're forgetting how to handle certain parts of just being an adult, right? Not everything with being adult is going to be easy. It's not going to be comfortable, even if we try. And so by putting yourself into purposely uncomfortable situations, it is going to help you handle being an adult a lot easier. So that's my 2 cents on all of this. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you do cozy exercise, cozy cardio? There are times when I absolutely do. Last week, I was not feeling all of my runs. So what did I do? I went for a walk instead, because I do know that a little bit of movement is better than no movement at all. But I also have my non-negotiables. I'll allow myself to have those cozy cardio days, and then the next day I'll look at it and go, no, I did cozy cardio yesterday, suck it up, get your run done, because I know that that's what's going to be better for me and my physical fitness. Your heart is a muscle like every other thing in your body, every other muscle in your body, right? And if I wanted to strengthen my glutes, what am I gonna do? I'm going to lift heavy for deadlifts and for hip thrusters. I'm gonna make my booty a little bit tired. I'm gonna make it feel it a little bit so that it builds itself. And you have to do that with your heart muscle as well. You have to strain your heart to make your heart stronger. You have to make it a little bit uncomfortable. Cozy cardio, it's not gonna do it. But it is great for hanging out with your friends, for getting off of the couch more often and increasing your overall NEAT, your non-exercise calories that you burn per day. All right, you guys, that's what we have. If you have heard of a trend or you know of something going on in the wellness space, or you see a news article and you want it covered a little bit more in depth and you want to hear a personal trainer's take on it, I would love for you to send it my way. I'll take a look at it. Or if you just have any questions that you would like answered on future episodes, I would love to know that too. I love connecting with you guys. Please, if you guys enjoy the show, make sure to leave a review, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe. But the best thing that you can do is simply share the podcast and make sure to tag me. If you're not following me on socials, what the heck are you waiting for? Kendall Boyle Fitness over on Instagram, Fit Women's Weekly over on YouTube, and new episodes come out 2 times a week. So go check out past and future episodes. You guys are the best. I have already done my cardio workout. I ran for an hour this morning, and then I walked for about 30 minutes to cool down and just get a few extra steps in before I have to sit down for a lot of the day. I don't have a walking pad and I don't have a stand-up desk. So I do try to make it a priority to get up and move as often as I can. So that's my tidbit for you guys. Go have yourself a beautiful day. And remember, if you're in Charleston tonight on February 15th, come hang out with me at the studio. Dan and I will both be teaching together. It'll be the first time that we've done that in years, and we're excited to see a lot of our old clients come back through those doors one last time. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging out. Bye.